Good morning.
Good morning.
Today is day 10 of our road trip. And it's a shorter day than yesterday.
Thank goodness.
We got a couple fun things planned today. We are going to first go visit the Great Salt Lake.
Then the state capitol building.
And then we're going to Golden Spike National Historic Park. So, Transcontinental Railroad was the meet between the Union Pacific and the Central Pacific was done just north of Salt Lake City here. So we're going to go see the spot. So we'll take you along on the adventure and catch you later. Hi, I'm Matthew.
Hi, I'm Susan.
Together we love to travel.
The saying goes, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade.
Well, 2020 dealt us the biggest lemon of all.
Except being sourpusses about it, we made the best lemonade ever.
An epic road trip!
So here is the hotel we stayed at this past evening. So this is the outside of the hotel that we stayed in last night. We were supposed to stay here for Cincy reunion, but since that got canceled, it was a fitting choice when we came back here for one night, and with the whole COVID stuff, the price dropped quite a bit, so it was a win-win. So we are on I-80 West for a very short jaunt. We are headed out to Amazing Vista, which we'll show you shortly, and we're going to have a breakfast out here. So we are here on the shores of the Great Salt Lake. It's beautiful out. And we are eating our hotel breakfast that we got.
Yeah,
So we got cereal and some milk. Susan got a piece of fruit in hers, and then also a yogurt. So I got Cocoa Puffs, she got Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and yeah, we're enjoying it here on the water of the Great Salt Lake, on the beach of the Great Salt Lake. So we are at Great Salt Lake State Park, just west of Salt Lake City. Came out to enjoy the water, have some breakfast, and to see the lake for the first time. So as we head out of the state park, I'll get a few clips of the Great Salt Lake as we drive out. We would have gone in the water, except for there was a ton of sand fleas.
Hundreds of them.
And we didn't want to get bit by them, kept going into and out of the water.
And then be miserable for the last 3 days of the trip.
Exactly. So we chose not to go in the water, even though it would have been probably fun, but yep. But that's the Great Salt Lake. It's awesome seeing it in person.
I'd love to go out in a sailboat on it.
Yeah, it would be fun to go boating.
That'd be really cool.
Just have to apply a ton of sunscreen because with the salt content of the water, it reflects more.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. Okay, so we're on our way to the state capitol building.
Woo.
So it's about 8:45 in the morning, and it's already 82 degrees here in Salt Lake City. Way too hot.
It's gonna be
It was 93 at almost 10 o'clock last night. I couldn't live in a city like this. Short visit's good enough for me, and just to think we were going to have convention here. Ugh. At least it's dry heat, but still.
Another hot one.
Another hot one. So we're headed for the state capitol across town. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19 restrictions, the capitol is not allowing visitors. So we get to see the outside and then be on our way. State Capitol building up on the hill there, and downtown Salt Lake City.
There it is. So here we are at the State Capitol building, looking at it from a distance, because that's about all we can do today. One last look as we pull away. Really wish we could have gone inside like the other three, but it is what it is.
Look at the view from up here on Capitol Hill. Gorgeous. You can see the UP yards down for Salt Lake City here. Whole bunch of power and a train changing crews and
Lots of action.
a beautiful view in the background. Okay, we are running northbound on I-15. Currently headed through Ogden, Utah. We are aiming for the Golden Spike National Historic Park, which is just north of Ogden, and on Promontory, where the Union Pacific and Central Pacific came together and drove the Golden Spike. So we're on our way. We made a little pit stop.
Yeah.
Susan's very happy about this pit stop. Although she was complaining that we were going to make a pit stop. Don't make faces there. I say, you're going to like this pit stop. Why don't we make a pit stop?
We gotta keep going. Let's get rolling.
Yet she wants her coffee.
I forgot about coffee.
How can you forget about coffee?
Because it was a grab and go box, and
No excuses. No excuses. Well, it seems to be a little less hazy the further north we go from Salt Lake City. The mountains are very beautiful surrounding the valley. Woohoo! Taking the exit off of I-15. On our way to Golden Spike National Historic Park. Whoop whoop! So we stopped at a little town of Corinne, Utah, on our way to Golden Spike, and they have a cool little display here. Talks about their town history. It's really interesting, actually. So just a note, due to the location of where the final spike was done, the Golden Spike National Historic Park is approximately 30 miles off the freeway. And, you know, it's not, if it's not in your plans, it's not going to be a quick in and out type of park. We intentionally are making the trip out here because we want to visit this national historic site. It's been on my list of must visits for probably a couple of years now.
I've always wanted to do it.
And, you know, now that we're here, we have the opportunity to do it, so we're taking full advantage of it. Okay, we're turning on to Golden Spike Road. Or Golden Spike National Historic Site. It's only a couple miles out here now.
It's kind of pretty out here.
It's very pretty out here.
8 more miles.
So the road leading into the park here follows the cuts made by the Union Pacific and Central Pacific as they came together here at Promontory. The crews were working ahead of where the track actually were, so both rail lines made cuts in anticipation on where their lines would go, and so there were two parallel lines in the area because each had their own, and then once they realized how close they were to each other, then they made preparations to merge the lines together as the plan was. So we're getting to the main part of the park now, and you can actually see the engines out of the area on display in the main part of the visitor center area. Unfortunately, the visitor center is closed due to COVID-19 related issues.
Welcome to Golden Spike National Historical Park.
So this display board kind of tells you a little bit about the location. You have the visitor center, which is number 1. We're going to go out to the last spike site, which is out on number 2. And they actually have their 2 engines out there. And we're going to then do one of the driving tours, the one on the way back out. Yep. Where we're going to see the Chinese Arch and see some other spots as we drive back out. And so outside of the visitor center, we have the Southern Pacific Monument recognizing the last spike. Susan,
Which used to be written right here, but because of years of weathering, erosion, vandalism, and them trying to restore it and unintentionally doing it wrong, you can hardly make out any of the description now. But it used to say that this was the last spike driven at this point on such and such date.
So this used to be on the Southern Pacific Rail line, which Southern Pacific became Central Pacific became Southern Pacific, and then eventually Southern Pacific became part of UP. So it's really cool history about the Transcontinental Railroad. So where the steam locomotives are the last spike site is in between the 2 locomotives. We're going to head out there in a moment, but I wanted to give you a wider view of it before we headed out there. Just a reminder, this was completed in 1869, so 2019 was the 150th anniversary of the driving of the last spike. And this is representing the site of the Golden Spike. So looking at the 119 here without getting up on it. So you have your coal tender here. See, look, coal. And then you have your engine compartment right there. And there you have Susan.
Pretty cool.
Main difference on the Jupiter here from 119 is it has wood instead of and the steam's coming out, the steam release.
If we were going to stick around for another hour and 20 minutes, we'd get the steam demonstration, but we gotta get going.
Yep.
But I think that would be pretty cool.
But I love this. It's great to be at a point in American history. So can you imagine building a railroad line by hand with high-tech equipment like that cart?
Nope.
Nope.
So 6 million spikes and 6 years of work, all to get to this point.
Pretty awesome. So we are going to take the East Auto Tour, and it's on this little dirt road.
One way, thank goodness. I don't have to watch for oncoming cars.